Hey everybody, it's Joey Savage and we're in the Glaxon lab again today for part 2 of talking about neurotransmitter effects of Adrinall. Previously we talked about what caffeine does and how it makes you happy, and if you've been paying attention to hashtag #IamGlaxon or @IamGlaxon, that you've actually seen quite a few different people that are part of our beta testing program receiving and unboxing. However, they don't have a whole lot of reviews yet because they really haven't had a whole lot of time to take it. So pay attention to the reviews coming in for the acute effects, but also pay attention in a couple of weeks when they do a different kind of review that actually talks about at the end of the bottle, these chronic effects, these subtle things that pop up at the end of this bottle itself. But anyway, we're here to talk about neurotransmitters. We're going to talk about two different groups of neurotransmitters. Some of them are more serotonin based. The rest are the catecholamines. And the catecholamines include dopamine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline. And they're responsible for three different kind of things, very motivating things. Dopamine, for example, increases your reward-seeking behavior and that kind of drive, but also norepinephrine is more so goal-oriented behavior, task after task after task, and very, very driven. Adrenaline, on the other hand, is wild and crazy. It's the fight or flight response. You get an adrenaline rush and it's time to fight or die. So how do we increase these abundance of these neurotransmitters? We do it through an amino acid called L-dihydroxyphenylalanine, or L-Dopa. Not Spanish, just levorotatory. But you can also get these neurotransmitters through other different amino acids like phenylalanine or L-tyrosine. Phenylalanine has no hydroxyl groups. It's got no H's. Tyrosine has one hydroxyl group. It's got one Ho. But having two H's is dope. Anyway, so we use a Macunapurians extract, which does have the ability to be standardized for a significant amount of L-Dopa, and with the help of vitamin B6, it creates this conversion into dopamine, and norepinephrine, and adrenaline, which is nice. So in addition to that, we also have things that modulate serotonin. And what does serotonin do? Serotonin, it determines when you're hungry, it determines when you're tired, it determines your sex drive, and it determines your thermoregulation. And then the other thing that Adrinall does is it works on the different pathways of serotonin and serotonin metabolism. But what does serotonin do? Serotonin does a couple things. It controls your thermoregulation, your hot, cold. It controls your sex drive. It controls your sleep-wake cycle, basically how tired you are. And then it also is something that modulates the hunger-satiety axis as well. But really what serotonin does is it is a psychological and physiological sensor for resource abundance or resource scarcity. If resources are scarce, you don't have a lot of food, and you're super duper hungry, you're gonna get depressed. And if you have a beautiful Thanksgiving dinner, maybe with some L-tryptophan, another precursor for serotonin, then you're gonna feel great, you're gonna be full, you're gonna be happy, and you're probably gonna take a nap. That's serotonin in action. So what do we do to mess with serotonin? We basically try to trick the body into believing that resources are abundant. And we do this through two different mechanisms. One is through the use of saffron in the trademark form of Ceteriol, which has actually been clinically proven to reduce snacking by about 50%. And this was actually in moderately overweight middle-aged women, so that's kind of applicable. Also, whenever you are taking any kind of nootropic, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a suppressed appetite so you can get more tasks done. The second thing that we do is we use Selenium tortuosum. Some of you guys know this as Kana. I mean, it's pretty common knowledge now because it's in a decent amount of products that are out there. But this is something that was like chewed by the different tribes of South Africa before they would go on long hunts to suppress their appetite and keep their moods and spirits lifted while they went on long hunts. But there's two different kinds of Kana or Selenium that are in the market. One is this form, and this actually imported from South Africa. It's not standardized, it's just ground up plant material. You can see that there's different kinds of like chunks and little twig looking things in there. I don't know. I wouldn't put this in a drink, definitely wouldn't put it in a pill. I mean, it's just my opinion because I want to save capsule space. And mesembrine is an alkaloid that's fairly like in low concentration in Kana, so we went a different route. We didn't get this stuff, but we got the expensive stuff, the $4,000 a kilo Zembrin. This stuff is actually standardized for the mesembrine alkaloids that are found in Kana, Selenium, whatever you want to call it. But the abundance of these particular alkaloids are what are doing the most work. So these are 5-HT reuptake inhibitors. That's 5-HT is another word for serotonin. So what this does is this creates an abundance of serotonin in the central nervous system that doesn't get reuptake into cells. So it can exhibit more effects. It can keep you happy for longer, and it can also make your appetite more suppressed for a longer amount of time. After all, that's what the South Africans were doing originally when they took this stuff in the first place. So, with this combination of things, we are reducing, appetite. We're also boosting mood. We're increasing goal-oriented behavior and reward-seeking drive. And these are the neurotransmitter effects of Adrinall. So if you like what we got going on right here, hit like, subscribe, share with your friends, tag I am Glaxon, or you can tag Glaxon Lab. But anyway, we will see you next time for part 3, where we talk about choline and why choline is so awesome and why it does cool things for you and boost your memory. We'll see you next time.